Tyron Ratcliffe here. Today I want to talk about how you can make a lot of money as a software engineer, even without a degree. And you could simply just work for yourself. You don't have to work for a big tech company like Google or Facebook. Yeah, you can go that route and you can make good money, and you can get stock options. There's a lot of perks involved. You can eat at the job. You can work for Facebook as a coder, and you can live there, and you can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes, I understand all the perks and there's stock options, and there's a certain level of security working for a big tech company. That is, if you can get in there, if you can go through, get through the interview process. Obviously, there's like 3 or 4 interviews you're going to have to go through. So there's a lot of hoops you're going to have to jump through. But why not do your own thing, work for yourself, and make really good money? You can become a creator. You could start a YouTube channel. You could start a blog. That's what I have. I have a blog. I do coding tutorials. I do all sorts. Everything's just, everything's about coding on my blog. Coding tutorials, software engineering concepts. Check it out, tyronratcliffe.com. Why not just work for yourself and be a creator? You could create your own app. Yeah, and there's a lot to it. I mean, you could, yes, creating an app that solves a problem that people are going to want to give you money for. Yeah, there's a lot to that. Building apps it's simple apps. Yeah, it's easy. Building a simple to-do app's easy, but building a big full stack app that solves a problem that is useful, that's another thing. And another thing, when you're building applications, your apps need to be secure, especially if you're dealing with user data. Definitely important. You don't want to mess up. That app needs to be secure. It obviously can't have bugs, yet it needs to provide a good user experience. But as I was saying before, why not become a creator? You can start a blog, you can start a YouTube channel, you can make good money just from AdSense alone. A lot of people think, well, the money's with the sponsorships and all of that. Yes, okay, you can make good money doing that, but you can just make a lot of money just with AdSense, just alone, just with AdSense. You can sell your own products and services, consulting. There's so many different avenues that you can take. You don't have to work for a big tech company to make good money as a software engineer. That's just the reality now. Being an entrepreneur, working for yourself, there is obviously a lot of risk with that, but it's worth it if you can make it work for you. You can, if you're making good money, even if you're making 6 figures a year, working for yourself, there's freedom in working for yourself. You set your own hours, but obviously you have to stay disciplined, because if you're not disciplined and if you're not showing up every single day, you're not working hard, then you're not going to get results. You're not going to generate revenue. But you have to keep going. You have to show up every single day, practically every single day. And it's really that simple. But you can be a creator. You can go the freelancing route, be a freelancer. So there's a lot of freedom in being an entrepreneur, working for yourself, but nothing's guaranteed. You could burn the midnight oil, burn the candle on both ends, and not make anything. So there's always some risk in being an entrepreneur, working for yourself. Now, for a big tech company, if you get into Facebook or Google and you're a junior level engineer, you're kind of learning as you go. Yeah, you understand LeetCode, you've grinded out LeetCode, and some basic concepts, but you're getting out of college, you got a degree, you're working for one of these big companies, you're kind of learning as you go. You're just getting started out. You can make mistakes. You might get fired. You might get laid off. You get laid off, you get unemployment. If you get fired, you can still get unemployment, but it's a little more difficult. But yes, there is some safety and security working for a big tech company. So I'm not saying not to get a degree, but there's so many different avenues you can take. Become a content creator, start a blog, start a YouTube channel, offer consulting, freelancing, so many different avenues. So what do you think is better, working for a big tech company like Facebook or Google, or working for yourself as an entrepreneur? What do you think's, there's pros and cons to both, obviously. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. This is Tyron Ratcliffe, and I will talk to you later.